Assalamu alaikum. Hi, everyone. Today's session is about how to write an opinion school magazine article. Let's see. What do we mean by opinion school magazine article? An opinion school magazine article is where you take a controversial idea. What do we mean by controversial idea? It means the topic that many people have different opinions on. And then you present your opinion on it. You have to defend and support your opinion. Its purpose is to persuade the reader into agreeing with you, or at least recognizing that your opinion is valid. Okay, before we start, we have some points that you need to consider. Number one, take a clear position, stick to only one side of the topic being argued. And it's important that the reader clearly understand your opinion and pick up one side, as I just said, and be clear in your reasons and the details. Are you ready? Let's start how to structure an opinion school magazine article. We have a basic plan. What is the basic plan that we should follow? Number one, we need to start with a general introduction. Okay? How can we write the introduction for an opinion school magazine article? You should start with a hook. You need to capture the reader's attention with a good hook. But what is the meaning of a hook? It's actually a sentence that gets the reader's attention and introduces the topic. And here are some tips for a good hook. You can start by asking a rhetorical question. The rhetorical question is a question that you do not have to answer. It is just to drag the reader's interest. Or you can use startling facts, very surprising or shocking facts, or write a quotation. This is how you can write the hook. Okay. Number two is to write a background information. Here you need to mention why it is controversial or important, why the topic is controversial or important. The last thing is to write a thesis statement, which is the most important sentence in the introduction, and actually it will be your opinion. Is it clear? And here, since you are expressing your opinion, you need to put forward some opinion phrases like I strongly believe, I firmly believe, I personally think. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion or view, my opinion is that. Clear? Okay. Also, please remember include details about whose opinion is being expressed to make the sentence more interesting. And try to use a variety of generalization, time fixers, opinion, and suggestion phrases. I will just show you an example of a successful introduction and how can we arrange all of these points in an introduction. Ready?
Online research versus library research, which is better? Are you one of those students who think that online research is better than traditional library research? Nowadays, many students think that online research is privileged. Well, I personally believe that books could never be replaced by any other means of research. Read on to find all about the benefits of traditional research.
Yes. As usual, we need to start with an eye-catching title in order to drag the reader's attention to my article. Then I started my article with a rhetorical question. I don't have to give an answer for this question. All what I need is to drag the reader's attention again. Then we used a generalization, okay, and we use nowadays, which is a time fixer, and then many, which is a generalization, and also we expressed whose opinion is being expressed here, which is many students. And I used one of the opinion phrases. I personally believe that. This is how can we arrange everything that I mentioned in a successful introduction. Okay. Now let's move to the body. The first body paragraph. You need to explain the first reason for your opinion, and you need to introduce it with one of the following phrases, like firstly, in the first place, first of all. Then explain the second reason for your opinion, and which is the same viewpoint, okay? And introduce it with one of the following phrases as well, right? Like another uh, reason or secondly. By the way, try to use facts to explain why you hold your opinion. It's not enough to just say what you think, okay? You should also explain what evidence led you to that opinion. That's why it's a good idea to use fact phrases such as, it's a fact that, it's widely known that, there is or there are definitely, it's true that. Clear? Okay. Body two, the second body paragraph. Here, once you have presented your opinion with reasons and the details, you should introduce the counter argument. After presenting the counter argument, you should answer it by one of the two ways, whether by refuting, which means prove that the other viewpoint is wrong and mine is the right one, or conceding, which is by admitting that the other viewpoint is true or valid, but yours is better. Okay. And before the counter paragraph, don't forget to use transition words such as however, anyway, nevertheless, nonetheless, which means you need to start the counterpoint paragraph with one of these words. Also, I will just give you some useful expressions for the body. You can say, personally, I would argue that, I'm strongly in favor of it, or against. You can say, I'm strongly against. It seems to me that, in my view, some people would argue that it has been said. Try to use any of these expressions while you are writing your body paragraph. One more thing, I want you do not forget to use the writing equation. What do I mean by the writing equation? Have a look. This is my writing equation. It's every time when I want to add a new idea, I need to use one of the addition phrases. Furthermore, moreover, what's more, beside, and make sure to add a comma after each of them. Then you can just state your new idea, and you state a new idea. This is a good work, but you need at the same time to support your idea. And before you support, you need to use one of the support phrases, which means that, this means that, as a result, consequently, for example, and then write the support. So if you have a super duper idea but you cannot support, cancel the idea, because every idea should be supported in a different way. How can I support? You can give explanation for the idea, you can give examples, you can give results or reasons for this idea. Okay. Finally, the conclusion. The conclusion, where you should summarize and write your opinion and include suggestion if possible. Make your conclusion short and do not repeat what you have written before. And try to be positive and confident about your suggestions, but do not repeat them, please. Remember to support your suggestions using one of the support phrases like because, as, since, which means that, this means that, as a result, consequently, as mentioned before, okay? Also, I will just give you some useful expressions for the conclusion. You should start your conclusion with in conclusion, to conclude, to sum up. I'm sure that I feel confident that if these measurements were taken, if these ideas were taken into consideration, if these suggestions were put into practice, if rules were applied. Okay? Then, in many cases, sentences which begins by giving an opinion continue by giving or by making a suggestion as well. I will give you some examples for this. Like, personally, I feel that sports should be part of every school timetable, or it seems to me that we should judge a person by his actions and not by his appearance. As far as I'm concerned, it's high time we began to respect the environment. As I see it, schools have a responsibility to educate children about the dangers of taking drugs. Many people believe that schools have a responsibility to motivate students. Okay, so I hope you find this useful for you, and inshallah, next video will be a sample for an opinion school magazine article. Wait for me. Now I'm so sorry. I have to say bye bye. See you soon. Bye.